Hi, this is Chief Crazy Captain Christo, and I've got 10 questions for Joe Satriani. As some of you may know, Joe Satriani is like probably one of the best guitar players on the planet. He was recently just in the Twin Cities. I think it was March 17th down in Minneapolis. He was doing a show just like all the Hendrix, kind of a Hendrix tribute thing. Jimi Hendrix from way back when. Anyways, Joe Satriani, if you ever see this video, I got a few questions for you. Alright. What inspires you most about playing in front of your fans? That's a pretty easy question, don't you think? Joe, would you care to answer? What inspires you most about playing in front of your fans? Next question. When I first saw you live in Redding, California, you had long hair. What made you shave it all off? Just recap Redding. I was in the 4th row, standing on the chairs, and was mesmerized by the rings of Saturn and your impressive riffs and runs with Stu Ham on bass. Who was your drummer that night? That's the question, Joe. And by the way, that was the first show I saw you, and that was just I was blown away. Fan for life. Next question. You're at the AIDS benefit at the Oakland Coliseum with the Grateful Dead and John Fogerty. The Dead was backing John Fogerty that day. I think the Tower of Power was there and Los Lobos, I think, if I recall right. But you got it was when you came out on stage that you got the crowd just rocking. And do you remember what song you played after you asked the crowd, did someone say, "Turn it up, Joe"? Well, that was my friend Mark, who was in a band at the time in Chico, California. He probably still is one of your biggest fans, and you remember that show? The one that was the AIDS benefit, I think it was either 80, I think it was 89, 1989, I think. Been a while. Remember Jerry Garcia was standing on the side of the stage, and just from the expressions on Jerry's face, I think he was really impressed with how you played that day. I'm pretty sure of that. In your new band, Chickenfoot, I think that's the name of it. You remember playing at a show in Minnesota outside of the Maplewood Mall at a place called The Myth? You remember that, Joe? And your band? Oh, if you don't mind, Joe, I'd like to switch over and ask Sammy Hagar a question. And Michael Anthony, both those guys were from Van Halen. The only time I ever saw Van Halen was when Jerry Garcia had like what we would call a meltdown back in 1986. And I saw Van Halen at the I think it was called the Fabulous Forum back then. I thought it was a great show, and for Michael Anthony, the bass player, you remember you're like near the end of the show, could have been an encore, I'm not sure exactly, but you're dressed up like Gumby. Remember that? Were you, maybe you are aware of it or not, but the guy that created Gumby just died recently. Just, if you still drink your whiskey, you might take a shot for him. And Sammy Hagar. Keep rocking, Sammy! And for all you guys, and the drummer from Red Hot Chili Peppers, the guy from the Chili Peppers, the drummer, do you remember when you first started out playing a show at the Cal State University Long Beach? I think, I can't remember the name of the college bar, but I remember that was when you guys were just starting out then. And I missed it! Okay, now let's do the Hendrix thing. Joe, when you play the Hendrix show, since Jimmy was such an inspiration, do you ever feel as if some spirits are watching you play? No. Do you? And last question for Joe Satriani. If I could name the leader of the tribe of Joseph, kind of biblical there, Joe, going through all the Josephs, from Joseph from the Bible to you, as of today, I would have to say you would be my pick for being the leader of the tribe of Joseph. Thanks for your time, Joe. Hope you can answer some of these questions. And you are numero uno in my book. And before I go, I would like to ask all members of Chickenfoot, Joe Satriani, and all your friends, if you could help me out down. I'm going to try to be I'm designing a stadium to be built down in Nebraska. But I think it's going to be in Omaha, but the exact location is not, it's kind of up in the air right now. But if I can get this Thea tree house made for this little American girl, who's actual real girl, would you guys play there? That's it. Thanks a lot, Joe and everybody. Appreciate it. Feel free to give a comment.